There we are. Okay, let's start with the sound check. My mic seems to be working, so check.
Yes.
Yes.
And hello from Salt Lake City.
Everything is working. We are live. Well, welcome.
Yay.
Welcome everyone to our show of the 26th of April 2022. I think this is number 15, although it's a little bit mixed up because we skipped some shows and I did some live streams of the Vespa build, so the numbering has gone a bit all over the place, but I think it's the 15th the 15th show this year.
Sorry, I'll mute that.
So welcome everyone. And I hope that Edwin is going to be watching us too today. Last week he had some other things to do. So that was a really lonely show for us, especially also because Oscar wasn't there. So, or everything okay, Edwin says. So I'm glad to see that he is already there. We haven't...
Hello, viewer.
I have spoken to him shortly about him sharing maybe some footage of his Lego build, the bonsai tree, but that didn't materialize yet, so I'm pretty sure he hasn't maybe even started with that. But the offer is still open that if he wants to come on the show live or with any kind of footage of his bonsai build, we are very happy to broadcast that, obviously. So
obvious.
Okay, so on today's show, again, we've stopped making any sort of program, but we always discuss Formula One, so maybe that's a good thing to start off with.
And remember, viewers, there's no bias.
Exactly, there is no bias at all. But I had so much fun seeing Princess Louise being lapped by Max. Unbiased, yeah. Completely unbiased. No, it was a good race. It was a good weekend actually. And not only because Red Bull was very strong, that did help, I have to say, but it was all over a very nice, again, I think a very nice race.
It was a good race. I mean, yeah. Checo passing on dry tires in the wet was fantastic.
Yeah.
Ricciardo shouldn't have had his car there in that second corner. He should have conceded the corner to Sainz. But
I agree. I think
this is what I was saying last week when you were talking about how it could take Red Bull a long time to catch up, and I said all it needs is one crappy race for Ferrari.
Yeah.
And they didn't. Generally, their race wasn't crappy. Leclerc did a good race, but it would have been quite different if Sainz was still in, I think.
Yes, I still think that losing so many points, the two do not finishes so early in the season, is still going to bite them in the ass at some point. But it is at least good to see that there are at least some circuits or races where Red Bull seems to be a bit stronger than Ferrari. It probably will be a little bit like they're stronger here and the others are stronger there. And if that keeps going on, it's going to be a really nice season. But with a deficit of points that first needs to be made up by Red Bull. But still, I mean, it can happen. We've seen that they've had a strong...
not that far behind now.
No, they're a bit closer. So if we have another race like this or something in that neighborhood, that's going to probably help a lot. But even without that, there were so many things that I think we can discuss because, I agree. Ricciardo is just out of it. He doesn't seem to... I mean, he's lost his edge or something. And the mistake, maybe... I mean, you could look at it in many ways, but I think he made it up like, there was nothing I could do. I'm sorry, but it was... I think he could have done a little bit more to prevent that accident from happening.
He was... Okay, the curb on the left kicked his car to the right, but the position that he was on track, he was never going to make that corner.
No.
That was Hamilton-esque what he was doing there.
Yeah, I agree. Just pushing.
And both Paula and I, I mean, obviously we're rooting for Max, but when Sainz went out like that, both Paula and I were like, "No, come on." You know, and on the second corner, you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know, it was just. Anyway,
Rookie mistake.
I'm glad that the marshals put it down to a racing incident, or the stewards put it down to a racing incident, though, because it was stupidity and okay.
Well, you know, it wasn't a torpedo action like Bottas did last season. That's something completely different, obviously, but still, you know. So it is a racing. Yeah, it is a racing accident, but it's unfortunate. And you know, in the whole points game and the Red Bull Ferrari thing, it's obviously a positive for Red Bull because Ferrari lost points there. So in that respect, it's for Red Bull fans, it's a good thing, obviously. But I like Sainz, and you don't wish anyone that bad luck. You know,
I like everyone at the front at the moment. Yeah. I like the fact that it's become a 3-way race now between McLaren, who, holy cow, McLaren at the front again.
Yeah, that's cool too.
And Ferrari and Red Bull.
Yeah,
you know, and Lando Norris drove an absolutely fantastic race.
Exactly. Yeah,
you know, there was no questioning what he was able to do in that race. No, and George Russell was the same. George Russell made it from 12 up to 4, I think.
Yeah, 4th. Yeah. You know what I mean, during the race, there were so many things that I thought, you know, and the commentary sometimes was a little bit biased. And I think what you were saying, Chris, is that the Sky commentary was even more biased. And I can see that coming back in the memes.
They kept talking about Lewis. And they kept talking about him. And they're like, he should be able to do this. And why aren't they activating DRS? And it'd be so much better when they activate DRS. Yeah. And everybody else was overtaking without DRS, and Lewis wasn't.
Yeah. Well,
and then they activated DRS, and he still didn't overtake.
No. I mean, that's the whole thing, and I think.
Meanwhile, George Russell hopping his way around cars.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
you know,
this is confirmed to me what I said all last year, which is. Yeah, it was always the car. It was never Lewis Hamilton.
Exactly. I agree, especially the last couple of seasons. I
remember
agree.
There's no bias.
No bias there. No, but that's exactly true. My feeling during the race was that I still think that Lewis and George Russell have the same car. There might be minor differences in setup, but it's essentially the same car. I don't believe that
it's
one
the same car on the same track in the same weather conditions.
So then, if you look at that, it's just bad that Hamilton is doing so badly while Russell is doing a much better job. And the car is pretty bad. I think we can all agree on that. But it's still,
Toto was right. It's undrivable.
But it's not that undrivable apparently because
apparently not.
No. So you know, so that whole thing is now a spin again, which Hamilton did always. He always spins something around so that it's not really his fault, you know. And he did that over the last couple of seasons too. That's why we don't specifically like him that much, because he always tries to turn it around. And what really got me was, first of all, that the commentary was more talking about Hamilton and feeling sorry for Hamilton because he had such a bad car, you know that, and he deserves better. And he deserves better, and Russell was doing a brilliant job, and they were not going on about him. So that was one thing. And then
it was the same with the Sky commentary team. They were exactly the same. Yeah. They were obsessing about Hamilton down in 14.
Yeah. Well,
they barely ever mentioned Russell right up until the very end of the race, and then it was like, and George Russell came in fourth.
And then
that's not. That's a lot of points in the same car.
Yeah. And then they also they broadcasted Toto talking to Lewis after the finish, and that
hang on,
was
let me get my violin out.
That was really, 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 really. They were showing, you know, their I don't know how to even explain it. You know, I heard about, they did congratulate George about a good thing, but it was almost painful for them to have to admit that George Russell did such a good job. You heard that through the radio. They had to congratulate him, but they were thinking, shit, he's doing much better than our baby boy Lewis is, and we really don't like that. So that's one thing.
And they messed up his pit stop.
Yes. Yes, they tried
so
to.
If they'd have managed to get, if they'd have done what they said they were going to do, if they'd have taken the wing off that they said they were going to take the wing off, I reckon Russell could have been third.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and then that piece
of radio. And I don't think that was a mistake. I don't think that was an accident.
And then that piece of radio, which I already thought was terrible, and then I was right because it's all over the internet now in memes. The whining little Toto talking about his little friend in the car. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry that we couldn't give you the good car, and I need to be spanked. It's terrible. It's like Toto is Lewis's bitch. It's terrible. It was painful to hear that radio. You never do that. You can do anything on that radio, but this is just pathetic, really. Yeah. So I think, oh my God, this is just bad. And I think Lewis got that because his reaction was very like, let's not do this.
Let's not do this on the radio.
Yeah, no worries, Toto, no worries. Yeah. So I think he felt that it wasn't a good thing to do over the radio. But anyway,
you saw at the end of the last race when they were having an argument, where Lewis and Toto were having an argument in the back of the pit.
Yeah.
So it's obvious that they are not seeing eye to eye at the moment.
No. And another thing that I really liked is Bottas. I mean, it's just so cool. It would have been.
He's finishing ahead of the Mercedes now, especially ahead of Lewis. It's the best season.
It would have been obviously very nice if he had also overtaken Russell, but that was a bridge too far. But he did a really good job, I think.
He did it. Excellent.
And he showed that he is a good driver, and he has much more faith and confidence now. In that car, I don't know how bad or good that car is, but it seems to be that the Alfa Romeos are doing.
He's found a car that works for him.
So that's all good. And then what I really like to see is that you saw some pictures of him coming back to the team, and a total different vibe from what was going on at Mercedes, where he was just not happy. Obviously, nobody really paid attention to him. That whole stress and that whole not being liked and that whole what the hell am I doing here feel.
Because he was always playing second fiddle.
To and now when he gets back, obviously to Alpha, they're like he's like the king. They're like happy and he's on their shoulders and that must be such a good feeling for him. And I really
must feel like he's valued as a racing driver.
I really love the fact. I'm so happy for him that the team that he chose to go to is not like all the way at the back of the grid. It's a pretty competitive midfielder, which I like. I really am happy for Bottas that he found that, and Vettel is. Well, he's trying hard to get a little bit into the field. It's a little bit better, but I think the Aston Martin in general is pretty bad.
Speaking of midfield teams, did you see it looks like Audi are going to buy Aston Martin?
Oh, they're going to buy Aston Martin. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Lawrence Stroll is going to get rid of the team, which means Lance Stroll will be leaving.
Yeah, which is a good thing, I think. And maybe another driver get in his place. Yeah, I heard about VW and Audi and the whole group getting into Formula One, maybe next year already, and that they would take over one team. I didn't know it was like Aston Martin, but
this is the weird thing. This is the weird thing about Americans and sports teams, and this is a kind of a sweeping generalization, but there's elements of this that are true. If they don't win, they're not interested. And Lawrence Stroll has been in this for 3 years or 4 years, and I think because he's not getting the returns that he thought he was going to get, he's just lost all interest in the team, and he wants out.
Yeah.
Now the exception to the rule, the guy that I have a lot of respect for is Gene Haas.
Yeah.
Because Haas have stuck it out. They as an American-backed team, they've really tried, and they improved, and then they had a couple of bad years, and now they're doing okay again.
Yeah.
And Gene Haas has seemed to buck this trend of we're not winning, so we're just going to abandon it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's good.
And like I said, it's a sweeping generalization, but there's elements of truth in that, especially with characters like Lawrence Stroll. You know, he's very intolerant of not getting his way, and the fact that his team with his kid are not doing what he expects. You know, I think he's just had enough. And it would be interesting to see what VW Audi Group do. You know, how are they going to brand the cars? Are they going to brand them Audi or Porsche? Who's going to be the how are they going to badge the engines? Who's making it?
They could do a lot of things. They could do Lamborghini. They could do a Bentley. They could do Porsche. They could do Skoda.
Skoda
Seat.
The Seat Formula One team.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh man, we should start a lobby for that. Yeah, really.
But if they are going to buy Aston Martin, then they also need to buy the factory or the cars.
I think that their intention is to just buy the team as it is and take over all the facilities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but also the road cars.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I think also
they're buying the brand.
Stroll's also
maybe
he's also in the road cars. He's really he really connected the road cars Aston Martin with the Formula One team, I think. So so just selling out the Formula One team would be the nail on the coffin of Aston Martin, I think.
Well, maybe,
who owns Aston Martin now?
Maybe it is. I mean, even Aston Martin is now making an SUV just to try and make some money. I mean, that's Cupra. Ed is saying maybe Cupra is a good Formula One, which is true. I mean, that's better. It's better than or Phaeton or something like that. But, yeah. Anyway, I don't know how that all is, and I don't know the intricacies of that, but you know, it seems like Stroll is wanting to get out, and if VW wants to get in, there's probably going to be a way to do that. So that's going to be interesting next week.
So can we change topics for a second?
Yes.
Because there's an interesting. I think I sent you this picture. So I've had my Jaguar, my I-Pace, my electric car. For nearly 3 years now.
Yeah.
I've seen one other I-Pace while I've been over here.
Yeah.
Since we've owned that car.
Uh-huh.
I keep seeing Rivians now.
Yeah.
I've seen more Rivians in the last 2 weeks than I've seen Jaguar I-Paces in the last 2.5 years. So these are going to be popular in Utah.
Yeah. Oh,
and this one with well, he didn't park next to me. I was going into a parking lot and I saw this at the back of the parking lot, and then we just sort of took a detour to the back of the parking lot.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan. The fact that there's so many Rivians that are showing up now.
Yeah.
Around here it's confidence building for me, because it means there's going to be a lot of people with them, and we've got the service center here. And
yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm still a year away, but
still, I mean,
it's been really. I get excited like a small child when I see one now.
Yeah, that's. I'm trying to get the
the
picture up there. Maybe I can.
But this one, you know, even though I don't like white, it looks good in white.
Yeah.
I've started to see more pictures of the red. And I'm considering changing my configuration to red. Yeah. The Rivian badge it's like an aluminium badge, but then the back of the badge is yellow. So it's like a 3D letter. So there's like a yellow layer and then a big sort of fat silver layer on the outside.
Yeah.
And on the red vehicles, it looks really good because it looks like you have an orange glow around the vehicle name.
Okay.
Because of the way the yellow on the back of the letters reflects off the red paint, you get this sort of orange glow around the outside of the letters. So, and it's a really nice red as well. So I'm my configuration is still blue, but I'm going backwards and forwards between blue and red.
Okay.
I've seen a blue one in real life. I need to see a red one in real life now. Make the decision.
Yeah. So how long do you think you are going to drive with it, Chris? So otherwise it will turn pink, of course.
Yeah, red is always a difficult color. Yeah.
Yeah, red's a difficult color, especially when you live somewhere with as much sun as we have here.
Yeah.
So, most of my last few cars have been red, and they've not had a problem with bleaching the paint. So,
right. I think with metallic, it's not a problem. I think just the actual red, gloss red is a problem. I don't think that a metallic is causing issues, but still it's.
And I find these, when you see them for real, I still find them much more attractive when you get up close to one and look at it for real. I mean, I think they look good in the photos and the videos.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like the that sort of pig nose effect that you have at the front with the stadium lights. A lot of people don't like that.
Well, I do.
But it's when you see it up close, it's amazing. And then also this week, a friend of mine is looking at buying a Kia EV6.
Yeah.
So we went to the Kia dealership, and they had a few, and they had a demonstrator there. So we took that out. It is a really, really, really nice car.
Yeah,
Kia have done an amazing job on the EV6.
I agree.
It looks good. It's got fantastic details. The battery's good. The drive system's good. The interior feels really premium for a Kia.
Yeah.
I was really impressed.
Yeah, Kia is really building pretty good cars for years now, and they're getting better and better. But they've got that EV6. That's a really, really nice car. I if I was in the market for an electric car, and I would have some kind of money, then that would be the EV6 probably, because I like that more than the Ioniq, because that's a little bit more, I don't know, fiddly to me. I don't know, I don't like it as much. So EV6 is a good solution. Then there might be some, I think BMW is coming out with some sort of 4 Series electric vehicle.
Yeah.
That looks really cool too. So, it would be in that kind of range. Or a Rivian, because Rivian, I mean, it's a crazy, too big car for Dutch roads. So maybe that would be a reason not to do it. But on the other hand, I really like. I just think it's a beautiful car. I think it's especially for a pickup or a form factor like that. I think it's beautiful, and it has so much. It's like a utility vehicle that really is that. It has so much. Things.
It has so much utility
in it
because the lockable trunk on the front of the car, and then the gear tunnel through the middle of the truck, and
then the traction on the 4-wheel drive, and it would be the epitome of a 4-wheel drive pickup because it's electric. So this car uses the fact that it's electric to its advantage, and that is where I would be in the market for something like that, because then it gets better than an old petrol car.
I think if the Kia EV6 had been around in 2020 when we bought the Jaguar, we might have ended up with that instead, because it's shockingly good. I mean, it really is. You get inside the car and you drive it, and it has a really nice premium feel to it, and the acceleration is good, and the regenerative braking is good, and they've just done such a good job on that platform. And then this week over here is the big week for Ford, because their F-150 Lightning, their version of the electric pickup, is finally going into full production in Michigan this week.
Okay.
So what will happen now is Rivian have the lead because they went into production first, but Ford, because they have a huge production facility and they're used to doing large volume manufacturing. I expect by June there will probably be more Ford F-150 Lightnings in the country than Rivian R1Ts, and that's just because of the size of the company and their experience. And apart from their somewhat downbeat interior, Ford deserve to sell a lot of these trucks over here, because the F-150 Lightning, again, they've done some really, really clever design decisions on that. and I don't typically like Ford, but you can't hate them for what they've done with that truck, because they've marketed it at people that are familiar with the F-150. So it doesn't look radically different. The inside isn't some futuristic truck. And the utility's there, the carrying capacity's there, the towing capacity's there for people that want to tow. And it's the best chance that we have in America of getting people to adopt the idea of an electric truck, because people that have a Ford F-150 diesel, they will be swayed maybe to go into a Ford F-150 electric. And if they do, Ford are going to have another success on their hands, like they do with the Mach-E.
Do you have any idea what they're going to ask for it?
The base price, like the super stripped down version, is $50,000. If you spec one to about the same as a Rivian, it's about the same price, so it's somewhere around $80,000. And if you go completely crazy and put leather and power everything in it, and add every single option and the biggest battery pack, it goes over $100,000.
Wow.
So they're going to sell a lot, I think, in the mid-range between the 50 and the 80,000 category. So I would expect most buyers to spec their F-150 to be around $70,000.
Is that,
it's not stupid compared to an F-150 diesel or an F-150 petrol.
That would be 50 or something. Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's about 10,000 more for around about the same specification. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Ford, but they deserve to succeed with the Mach-E and with the F-150 Lightning, because it's a brand that a lot of people love, and you get people interested in EVs by taking a brand they love and giving them something that they really like.
True.
So.
Okay, well, it's cool to see. Yeah.
On your Rivian, I would take the blue one and just for $2,000-$3,000 wrap it
in red.
And then if you're done with it, you make
I'll do like the VW Polo Harlequin. I'll wrap each panel a different color. I'll have like a red wing and a yellow and a green, and then the original blue on top.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
The Rivian SUV Harlequin.
Yeah. Oh well, it's good that more and more of these Rivians come out in the wild now, and I already liked it, and the more I see of it,
the more of them that drive on the road before I get mine, the more chance there is for them to iron out problems in manufacturing.
Of course, that's going to be obviously another thing, but okay, well, good news. So I think Oscar sent through a link. About Unimog, and we all like Unimogs. And we were
what's not to like?
We were at the show at Into Elbow, which has still not reached 10K, but it's getting close. The views, and we saw a crazy expensive one, also a crazy cool one, but I think the whole package was about 10K in euros when you had all the bells and whistles and the transmitter and everything on. So that is a little bit steep. And this apparently is another version. So let me just try and get this video rolling. Is it working? Yeah. No, it's not. Is it?
So I think this guy got a pre-production or whatever sent to him just to showcase it and test it already, because up until now I did not find any pricing online on it.
Yeah.
So it's really brand new.
1 to 18, so it's a good scale.
Yeah, it really looks nice, and it's nice, quite nice and big. It's hard plastic.
Yeah.
It's really looking nice.
The injection molding on the plastic has got some really nice details on it, but it definitely needs to be painted.
You need to do something to it, because it looks too plasticky. It looks too...
It's too clean.
Yeah, I agree. But again, I don't know the pricing of it. Knowing RocHobby's things, they did a great job on the Jeep, and they did a great job on the VW, the Kubelwagen, and so they make some nice kits. And they're normally, like, technically not the best. that they're good, but they're not like very technically advanced. But still, if the looks are good and you can just play around with it and the price is right, I can't see any reason why this wouldn't be a success.
Well, this is nice because it has a decent amount of articulation. It has a decent amount of torque. And the fact that they've left the body just really with no stickers on it, it's just this flat green. That's an invitation to everyone to just paint it the way you want. Add dirt to it, add wear to it, make this yours.
I think, I agree. I think what they should do is sell the body parts separate as a kit, so that you can just paint it and put other bodies on it. I like the way the wheels look and everything, because it looks really like the real one. And there's a lot of obviously possibilities of putting things on it, putting accessories on it, and make it even cooler than it is now. I haven't actually watched the whole video, but is there any information? More information?
If you go to 8 minutes 25 in the video, it's interesting. So you can see,
he's driving.
It's a nice little demonstration of the torque in the gearing to just get it over a little mound of dirt there.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little.
And you can see some of the articulation. For a mass manufactured, non-specialist RC vehicle, it's really nice. They've done a good job on it.
Yeah. It's I always hate the fact that it's so bouncy, but that's also the way he's driving it, obviously. But so I would try and do something. You should put that kit in it with the servo suspension. That would be.
So it's $160 US.
Oh, okay, you found it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they in the description for the video they've put links to a couple of places you can buy it. So you can buy it from RocHobby, or you can buy it from FMX Model, or you can buy it from Amazon.
Okay, I missed that. Yeah. Well.
Okay. So RocHobby got it for. It's probably like €160 and $160.
Yeah, that'll be probably about it. Do you know, Oscar? As I said, I haven't watched the whole video, but do you know? Does it have gears, or is it just single gear and lights? I think it has lights.
Yeah, there are lights on it, and it's not really gears, but you can select low speed and high speed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but not really with gears.
No, that's probably on the, just on the electronic control, the speed controller. Yeah.
What's funny is if you look on their product page, it says loosely based on another famous mod.
Yeah, they haven't paid any licensing for this, obviously.
Yeah, it's a Unimog without licensing.
It's just they do that. I mean that.
But again, that's kind of cool because you can now, if you want to put the Mercedes decal on the front, you can turn it into a Unimog.
Obviously, most people are going to do that. They're going to be aftermarket kits sold, especially for that. There's a really nice kit that is actually, I think, a Toyota. Like a Tacoma, is it? Or is that a Toyota? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, but it isn't branded like that. But it looks exactly like it. And there are 2 or 3 parts that you can change, and then it's exactly a Toyota Tacoma. So
it's a Toyota Tacoma.
So that's really really cool. Anyway, so that's.
I mean, you can see why it's only $160. The whole thing's made of injection molded plastic, even the chassis rails and everything. But again, it's an out of the box Unimog. And because all the parts are plastic, when you break one of them, which you will, it should be cheap to replace.
Well, I'm thinking with a like a utility vehicle like that. First of all, I like the Unimog, so that's cool. You can do a lot of things, funding things with it, and it's like a really great object to make a Grindelwald Bastards version of. So I would just put Grindelwald Bastards stickers over it, do the red and the blue, and the white, and make it all like Grindelwald Bastards style. And then we build 3 of them or 4 or whatever. That would be cool to do. That's what I would like to do. Just make it a Grindelwald Bastards version. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get one, and we'll build one for the channel. Maybe we can do another funding, another crowdfunding.
Another round of crowdfunding because the last few worked really well.
That's what went so well. Yeah, we've got we have too much money. We should buy this.
We still don't have the magnetic floating quad.
No, that has been almost a year now with exactly 0 donations. But that's all fine.
Yeah. But I seem to like this one actually better than the Tamiya version.
Yeah, I do too, because this one's more to scale. Tamiya version isn't quite right for some reason. I don't like that one too much either. So I would go for this one too. Also, pricing is not even that much different, but this one looks more to scale for some reason. So it's a little bit more detailed. And I think the Tamiya one has a Lexan body. And you know what Tamiya tries to do, and I understand that they have a chassis, and they try to use that chassis for as many bodies as they can. And then they always have to do a little bit of tweaking, to make it fit, and it doesn't really look that well. So seems like a viable solution.
Yep. Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for that link. Okay, so I did a thing. I spent some time finally to build the. Let's see if I can. I think it's running. To build the Vespa, and I actually did 3 live shows on the channel where I just was building and talking as much as I could. Sometimes I did not say anything. There were 0 to maybe 1 viewer, so that didn't help. But I thought I'd just
0 to 1.
Just film it so that I could use it to make this one, because this is like the time lapse, and I just used the footage that I had from the live streams. And I just blew it up a little bit so that my little talking head was out of it, and I made a time lapse out of that. Anyway, I it was fun to do. Although when you have nobody watching, it seems like a little bit like, what am I doing here? Live streaming. Well, but then again...
I'm glad you explained that Giorgio was there, because I kept seeing these red things turning up in the time-lapse. Like, that's a lot of red in this scooter for some reason.
Giorgio was there on the last part of the build, and he was building his Ferrari, his Speed Champions Ferrari. And I think I put a little remark in there explaining that was him. But so that was all cool, So I did that first part inside, second part inside, third part outside, and then I had shadow and I had the umbrella over, and then it blew away because of the wind, and then I had too much light, so it was a little bit of an issue. But still, for this purpose, it was good. Then I had the problem with the little white markings. That's like the camera system that tries to focus or do some stuff, which was terrible. And I couldn't.
It was weird that came out in the finished video, because that's normally something that only appears in the viewfinder.
Yeah, but no, it also sent it through to the stream. So. It's not like a huge problem, but I still want to get rid of it. And I found on the internet, I found some solutions for it, but they didn't work. Well, they worked partly, but not for these last couple of white areas. So I have to look if I can find a solution for that. It did help when I put the focus system on manual, because then it stopped, looking for focus points. But still, this was still the first recording where the autofocus was on, so you see it now like a lot, but it's less in part 2 and 3. Anyway, so still the 3 live shows are still on our channel. So if people are really bored and just have lost the will to live, then they could watch that.
If they need something to help them sleep.
Yeah, they could probably get to sleep easy. But I can totally understand when people don't want to watch that, obviously. And then if they want to see a little bit of how that all went, they can watch this 10-minute time-lapse video of the build. So it was fun to do. The build was great. We discussed it already, but I really like the details and the form. I made some pictures of it later, and I put that on the socials. And some people thought for a while that it was the real Vespa, which is like,
that's someone looking at a low-res picture on a small phone.
Yeah, probably, but still, that's a good thing for Lego that they have managed to at least got the form and like the general.
Yeah, they've captured the form really well.
That's and I have that same feeling. I mean, it's really cool. Also, the part that I'm building here is the steps, where they have put the rubber
where they stack everything together.
Thing in a second. It's really cool. So if people are interested to watch that, they can go to the channel and look at these videos if they like. So yeah.
It's always interesting to see those sorts of things. Just a speed build like that.
Yeah. It is, and it's fun to do. It's a little bit, of work to get the video out and make it some sort of form of presentable. But still, it's not that much work. And everything we're doing here. I mean, what are we doing it for? I don't know. For 37
for our own sanity.
For our own sanity. For 37 followers, and obviously for Edwin. I mean, that's the main reason. He was saying that there was another viewer live now. So we've got 2 live viewers. I don't know who that is, but
hey, we have 100% increase.
Yeah, that's we should celebrate.
We have doubled our audience.
Anyway,
that was also so. I've seen twice a couple of minutes when Paul was building. And I think the last session there was really somebody else watching as well.
Okay. Oh wow.
Wow.
I saw from 1 to it went into a 2. So
okay, that's cool. Well, I don't know, and
that might have been me.
That might have been you. Yeah. You just didn't want to. You watched it. You didn't want to say anything. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, the whole thing with these live streams is, if I want to, film the progress to make a time lapse out of it. I mean, I could just as well live stream it. It's not an extra. It's not difficult to do that. And then you see sometimes the live streams when some people do watch that even when they're not chatting. They just like to fall asleep or something, and they just watch the whole live stream just because it's sort of relaxing them. And
it's because they're trying to build faster than you at the same time.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
The one. But I think it's the same. Like you have the youth nowadays are watching how other people are playing
games.
Playing games.
Yeah.
So it's. I think this is more or less the same.
Same thing. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe I'll do it next time. I mean, one of the things is if you have a lot of followers, then they get a message that there's going to be a live build, and then people will sort of, look forward to it or wait for it and think, oh, I'm going to look at, and then you've got some more viewers, and maybe some people are doing in the chat, and then you can have a conversation while you're building. Now it becomes a little bit lonely. You're talking a lot, especially during the first one, but then you're sort of out of text and you just build without anything. Which again,
you're talking.
Yeah, you're talking to yourself mostly. Yeah, just going through the steps, maybe making some remarks about Lego and the steps you're doing. But I'll see. I don't know if I'll do it again. Maybe I will. But at least it was an experience that was something new again.
Do it with the Titanic.
Yeah, do it with the Titanic. Yeah, been there, done that. Yeah, then we should do a 3-way live build. So then we should just build on this channel on the Tuesdays. Just do every Tuesday night. Use an hour to start building with the 3 of us, and then build it that way. But now anyway. So that was the Vespa. Again, really nice, and it's now in the living room on the cupboard. It's really looking great. So happy with that. So that's good. And then I think we should probably now go to the build that Chris is doing. I will make his screen a little bit bigger, because I can see Doc and Marty at the bottom of the screen, and I would love to hear how things are going with the DeLorean. Cool.
So these are the prints for them.
Yeah, so cool.
A lot of people think the hair isn't right or whatever, but I like them. I think they came out really well.
It's cool. It's recognizable.
Yeah. Now, obviously, the car is not minifig scale, but But yeah, it's coming along. It's very recognizably a DeLorean now. So if I
wow, yeah. It is.
So this is where we are so far.
It was. It's so cool. It's I always think about it. It reminds me a little bit about Tesla. I mean, it was way ahead of its years, with the flux capacitor and also a bit of the edged form. But that looks good. That front looks good.
It really like again, this is one of those models where they really captured the look of the car, and then also the tail lights at the back. So if you look around the back here, the tail lights, it's very, very obviously. I mean, mine are a little bit crooked.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, you should fix that. Yeah, no, it's cool. Really, really cool. And
then you can see some of the detail on the inside.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Really nice. Very, very.
So there's the beginnings of the mechanism for the doors that are on already.
Yeah.
I've got the light brick in here already, so you can see the
flux.
Okay. Oh wow! Yes, I can see it. Yes. It's showing
back there. So that's kind of neat. And but it's been a really interesting build so far. You've still got this mechanism under here for flipping the wheels.
Yeah.
So now they're out, and
then they're
in.
Yeah. It's cool. Oh, okay.
But it's
great stuff.
It's good. It really does. It really does look like a DeLorean. The shape of it is very, very recognizable.
Yeah. It is.
And this is one of those weird things. You look at this and you're like, okay, they've made a special windshield for this model. This is the first model this has appeared on.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at their VW camper, their VW bus, and they didn't do a special windshield for that. And it's just should have done.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting is the guy that designed the VW bus is the same guy that's designed this.
Oh.
And I don't think it's a coincidence that they're the same scale. And I don't think it's a coincidence that their choice of colors is white and blue, because in the very first Back to the Future film, when Doc is being chased around the parking lot, or Marty's being chased around the parking lot by the Iranian terrorists, they're in a blue and white VW bus.
Oh.
I think if you buy both kits, you can make a little diorama with them both being the same scale.
That's cool.
So
they should then also.
I think there's a subversive plan here by that particular Lego designer to redo the whole movie at this scale.
And they should obviously build the square and the church tower and they should do all that, and then you can.
What they should build is the train from Back to the Future 3, the big steam train.
Yeah.
But
wow! Yeah.
But the city center should be huge then.
Yeah. It would be enormous.
Yeah.
And just so you can see the difference in minifig scale.
Yeah, it's totally out of whack. But, it's just like... it's fun to keep those figures there with the... Is there a sign also, or is it just...
Yeah, there's a sign. I think you put the sign together in the final bag.
Okay, cool.
It's been interesting. I've been building... I do like one bag a day when once I've finished with everything else for the day, I just do another bag and then... But the details in it are... they've done a really nice job. You can see inside there the gear shift, and you can see the time circuit handle and everything.
Yeah.
That's the time circuit handle in there.
Oh, cool. Yeah. They've got all these details there. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
T-shaped handle, and there's there's some stickers up here for the different bits and pieces. So
yeah. I like.
Yeah,
it.
It's really nice. It's coming out. It's an enjoyable thing to build.
Cool.
I mean, one of my friends bought this and he built the whole thing in one afternoon.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I kind of, I prefer to do it over a bunch of days just so that you can
enjoy it.
Enjoy also.
Stretch out.
I
stretch out the enjoyment of it or the satisfaction.
I agree.
Or something.
And that's that's one of the advantages when I did the Vespa in 3 live screens, because I really had to block the time and wait for a couple of days, because at the time, and that sort of stretched it out a little bit. So that's cool. But Oscar, you were talking about Helter Steiner. He did a. I didn't watch that video. I should have probably, because then we could stop at every point and then ask Chris if he was right or not. But what were the things that he was complaining about most? The price obviously is the thing, and it is expensive, but that's all subjective because it depends on how much money you want to spend on it. going on about.
It also depends on whether you're a fan.
And
of
it depends on whether you're a fan of Phil. So that's not completely. That's a little bit subjective, probably. But
but I think at the end he also had some valid points on it.
Okay.
Because it are all again stickers.
Yeah, that is.
So no printed parts.
Yeah.
And he says, well, at least his version had different colors.
Oh yeah.
Of the gray.
Yeah.
When building, for instance, the hood. Well, it's the what is it?
Yeah, the trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've only got the first part of that.
Yeah. So he said, well, it's different colors, so it comes probably from different factories or whatsoever.
We've seen that problem a lot. Yeah, lately.
And he said, well, you can of course build the 3 different movie cars out of it. So, but you really need to rebuild some parts. So you take some parts.
That I've seen that criticism before. Is they've not given you enough pieces to do each of the individual ones and just be able to swap pieces in. You have to take pieces off one car to put the other ones together.
And that he really said, well, it's even when you want to buy these pieces, it's a couple of euros. So for Lego, it would have been cents. So why not put it in there?
Okay.
And what I actually thought, I did not think about it or see it before, but he actually has a point. So the minifigs are on a plate. You can put them on a plate with the sign next to it. But the base plate where you should put them on is actually 2 knots too small. So the figs do not fit. The 2 mini figs do not fit on the plate because they are standing.
Their arms are.
So he said, well, it was just one bigger plate in there, and all these small things made it for him
a bad thing.
A no-go. And also I think but that's I think searching. If you look, well, the doors do not stand open.
Oh, they fall down.
A lot of people mention that if you lift the doors up, once at the moment there's a lot of friction, but once you have the extra weight on here, they're just going to close up.
Yeah. And if you look behind the seats, then you see red. So the undercarriage, you see he said, well, just one extra plate in there or whatsoever. And but really small things. Well, I would say, oh no, and his biggest point was, well, for 180 euros it should have been real blank. They should have used a different color after all for the car, because it's not a gray car. It's
silver.
It's bare metal actually.
It's bare aluminium.
So
they have some bare aluminium pieces on here. So if you look on the back, like these pieces around here, you can see a reflection of my finger. That's what the whole car should have been. But this paint is known for flaking off on Lego bricks, and you would get fingerprints all over this thing so badly. So I mean, probably, they're all valid points.
They probably had indeed very good reasons not to do it, but I can also imagine that he likes to dish.
Why not?
I mean, well, it's like let me go back to this. You know what I like about this guy is that he actually always has a good point in what he's saying. He is very critical. Maybe sometimes a little bit too critical, but he's not wrong most of the time.
No.
So that's why I can sort of endure him, because he is honest about it. And sometimes he even says, I know some of the fans will not mind, and they should by all means, buy this. And if they want to spend that money, I'm not gonna stop people from buying this if they want to. But if you look
it's the same with the Formula One car. When you look at the Formula One car, okay, it's not the 2022 car. No. It's kind of a blend of the 2021 car and the 2022 car. Yeah. Tires are wrong. Yeah. The wheels aren't quite right. But it's it's Lego. It's not a 1 to 8 scale model.
Exactly. One of the things that me personally I have found is that the color differences is a bit of a problem, and the stickers. I mean, if overall, not specifically this car because I don't even know that, but on the Vespa, by the way, the stickers is still the same problem. They should have probably put printed parts there, but
more printed parts.
The colors were, as far as I could see, all the same blue. So that's a plus. But I did.
Well, when Racing Brick did the review of the Ford Mustang, he had a problem with different colored brakes. The blue was, and in the one that I built, the colors were very consistent. There's no really obvious color.
No, so I don't know, if that's box to box or what they do. I think, the only reason I can think of is that they do get the bricks from different factories, and that there's just this little, different in color, and they can't get that exactly right, and that makes that maybe some have different colors, some haven't. I don't know, but that is a little bit annoying. If you have in one flat roof or hood or whatever, you have separate colors. I mean, I don't like that. Together with the printed parts, and we've discussed it, and I haven't looked it up still. I should probably do that. But is there somebody working on creating printed parts for Lego to replace the stickers? Because that would be a huge aftermarket.
There's a UK company that's doing that.
Okay.
Keep talking. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay, because I was thinking there are now so many Lego kits that have that problem, and people would at least, 10 or 20% of the people that own these kits would gladly pay, almost ridiculous amounts to have these parts swapped. If Chris is saying there is a company that does it, then it's probably not like a licensing problem, because I thought that might have been an issue. Although I can't really think how they could license something like that, but still, it could be that Lego is trying to stop people from doing that. Or they just did their market research and think it's not worth it, it's too expensive to do that, and they haven't done it. But if there's a company that does it, then it wasn't such a stupid idea, probably. Also, the light kits.
Firestar Toys.
Oh, sorry.
Firestar Toys.
Let me see if I...
FIRESTAR toys.com.
FIRE?
They...
Start?
Yeah.
Toys?
STAR.
Yeah.
Just Firestar, not Start.
Firestar Toys.
Toys.com. And if you look, they have a bunch of stuff on their front page which are custom printed accessories for the DeLorean. So they have like the sports almanac. They have the picture at the clock tower. They have Doc's letter to Marty from the future, from the past, right? And they also do custom printed weapons, and they do custom printed minifigs.
Okay, yeah, because I did see I found something on YouTube that might have been, I don't know what it is, but apparently I saw some minifigs on the thing. Somebody got a box that they're doing. So let's see what this is. I'm not sure what this video is. I haven't looked at it before, but still, if this company is doing it, then it might not be.
I've just sent you a link on our
okay.
On our WhatsApp.
I will also use that link later on. But it's let's skip this forward a little bit to see what's in there. He's still now talking.
But if you look up Firestar Toys, they have hundreds of custom printed minifigs, and it's not unusual. Like when we go to Comic-Con over here, there are always aftermarket Lego. Brick and aftermarket Lego minifig manufacturers.
Okay, but this is
to the point where you can actually get a custom minifig that looks like you.
Exactly. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I what this video was purely minifigs, and I can see that also would be a good thing to have. But I don't know if they. Let me see if I can go to this site and look that up.
It's actually so cool. I really would like to have a small figure of myself as well.
Yeah,
a minifig of you.
That would be cool.
Very nice.
Okay.
There'd be no hair model for you though, so you just have to have the little dot sticking out of the top of your head.
Yeah. Okay, so what have we got here?
Maybe sand this off.
Yeah, it's mostly minifigs and some other printed parts, but it's not specifically, as far as I can see.
See, that's all the Back to the Future stuff. If you just go to their top level site, they have hundreds of minifigs and prints for all sorts of things.
Yeah.
So I guess if there's enough demand, they would print. I mean, I know they do print on demand as well.
Yeah.
If you send them an image file, they'll print that onto a brick for you.
If you do 1,000 or 100 or whatever, yeah.
No, they'll do
one-offs also. Okay, okay.
Yeah. So like if you wanted the printed time circuits for the DeLorean, you could send them a graphic file of time circuits you wanted.
Okay.
Let's say you did a screen capture from the film.
Okay, so
and they would custom print those onto 3 bricks for you, and you could swap them out with the ones in the model.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because that's.
I mean, it's not cheap.
No.
There's a market because these people exist.
Okay, but okay, so this is what you save the clock tower. Yeah, this is all custom designed arms, Doc Brown. Okay.
Yes, these are all the Back to the Future ones.
Yeah. Well, this is a little bit what I was talking about, but not. I think if you could just, this is maybe not the correct example, but if you have the doors here, there's a sticker on here on these bricks. This is not the best of examples, but you would just the brick. It's on 2 bricks. If you could just have printed parts and you could just sell a printed part set for this Lego set with the door parts and maybe, I don't know, maybe the back. This is also not, with the parts that could be swapped over for prints. Then you could probably sell that for, they do light kits for ridiculous amounts of money. I think for the Vespa, there's a light kit that's only €40. But it's almost half the price of the whole kit. So and it's 3 or 4 LED lights. So and people are buying that. There's a business there.
I mean, I can understand why Lego do this. If they're mass manufacturing a 3x1 brick, it's much cheaper for them to build out 1 million of those than it is to do, like 999,000 gray and then 10,000 prints. So I get why they do it, but
I get that too, obviously.
But also, it's $180 for a kit, so maybe maybe you can make some money by printing
exactly. That's the whole point.
And the mocks are doing it nowadays.
Yeah.
So it is possible, and but what might be a problem in printing? Then if you want to start a company with printing bricks like the DeLorean, all the parts.
Then you get into licensing trouble with
maybe
DeLorean and Lego.
But also you need to buy actually the proper bricks of Lego, because otherwise you get differences in colors. And
So
I know. It's quite a hassle probably.
Well, and that's maybe the reason why nobody's done it yet. It could very well be.
The cost of doing one-offs instead of, But then these Firestar Toys guys, they do one-offs as well, but they are more expensive if you want a custom brick of something.
Yep.
But like I said, they exist, so people must want these, and people are willing to pay that sort of money. So,
Well, anyway, I think that's it for today's show, because we've already made it to 9 o'clock again.
We filled 64 minutes with
64
nothing.
minutes in a reasonably well what they call it, technically viable show, I think, without too much
sort of structure,
drama. We made some great cuts to other screens and scenes, so I think we're getting better. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Like, subscribe, watch our videos, give comments on what you think, and we will be back, as far as I can think of, next Tuesday.
Yes.
And again, thank you very much.
I'm going to get some lunch.
Yes, I'm going to get a beer. So
already it's King's Night.
It's we used to go out on nights like this and then get stupidly drunk late at night and
but then you got old.
Sing songs with André Hazes and everything. But that's a long time ago, so we'll just have a beer and go to bed probably tonight. Anyway, have a nice King's Day tomorrow for the people in Holland, and